Previously, in Doraken. After barely avoiding a Doraken search party that invaded killing Fischer's home, the Hounds of War made their way to the town square, as every citizen within Delta Bay were ordered to do so by their oppressors. It turned out that the Doraken forces held a public execution, killing 10 children as punishment for the death of Doraken soldiers at the behest of Colonel Tredrax the Green Death. Fueled by a desire of revenge, the Hounds of War decided to ask their own prisoners some inquisitive questions regarding the hated enemy. Magically frightened by Nat the Vermin to reveal the truth, the assassin Solvu the Soulpiercer told the Hounds of War the identities of several high-ranking Doraken officers within Delta Bay, including the name of Duke Blark's spymaster and advisor, Major General Khuru. But when she was asked to expand on what she knew about Khuru, Solvu suddenly died from a gear spell placed upon her. With a dead informant, and little else to go on, the Hounds of War decided to investigate the merchant vessel, the Burning Unicorn, as part of an assassination plot against Major General Khuru. After gathering some intel on the ship, which included killing the Barkest, Voritz the Devourer, and fleeing from elite troops from the Hardened Seal Brigade, the Hounds of War came up with a plan. In order to provide a distraction, the heroes had Captain Fang and his crew plant bombs on the docks, while Kriana coordinated some of the Black Dragons to sink a Doraken battleship. During this chaos, the Hounds of War easily made their way into the ship. Inside the captain's quarters, they read through some scattered notes, and the heroes found a forgery made to look like an official letter addressed to Captain Fang from the ruler of Solstead, Queen Gunva Keensteel. They deducted from this fake letter that someone, somehow, had known about the impending Doraken invasion way before anyone else did. After this realization, the Hounds of War proceeded to sneak their way through the ship until they finally located Major General Khuru. Prior to her murder, Khuru was studying a large mass of metal that was in a constant flux between liquid and solid forms. Upon the Major General's death, the metal changed form even more rapidly, to the point that various shapes emerged from the metal, such as a female head that cried out,
"The edict shall rise again."
With that exclamation, the metal turned hostile, and the Hounds of War decided to make their escape. They succeeded just mere moments before the metal went on a rampage that caused the Burning Unicorn to sink. At the docks of Delta Bay, the Hounds of War saw that the Warforged had rebelled against the Doraken soldiers, seemingly no longer controlled by the morphing metal. But far outnumbered, the Warforged forces were quickly decimated, and only a mere dozen were still alive by morning. The next day, the Hounds of War came to the conclusion that they should liberate and recruit the Warforged to the Resistance, which it did, with the help of Hannah Westmarch. One of the Warforged, named Metal, then told the story of the Edict, the magical sentience that once connected all Warforged with one another, and the host built to give it a physical form, namely the vessel, the metal mass that they had seen on board the Burning Unicorn. As the party concluded their talk with Metal, Naris decided to teleport to Sovakai in order to purchase weapons for the Resistance, which was sorely needed. However, shortly after her departure, a group of people in black and red uniforms arrived within the camp. To their surprise, the Hounds of War recognized one of these people as Fenian, although they could tell from his stern expression and fake name that it was best to pretend that they did not know each other. The leader of the group introduced herself as Olivia Redwood, and told the Hounds of War that she and her companions were agents of the Burning Mace. She also stated that the cult was more than willing to offer their service to the Resistance, and applauded the heroes for their success with their attacks on the docks. The heroes then demanded Olivia to explain how she knew that the Resistance was behind the attack, and she procured a bag of holding and revealed its content: the bound and gagged spymaster, Major General Khuru. So at this point, right now, only Aurora and Blake are still left. The remnants of the Hounds of War are standing looking at this bound and gagged bugbear. He has this purple attire, a necklace of carrion bird skull, 2 black scimitars still fixed to his hip. It seems that he's been taken mere moments before Olivia's arrival. So, as I stated before, it's time that we should interrogate the spymaster. I would like to do some rituals and preparations beforehand, and we don't want any gears spells or protection spells, anything to intercept our little chat here.
Of course not.
And Blake's like, that would be really stupid if you didn't take good. Yeah.
And you can see Olivia turns her head around to another woman joining from the burning maze. This is a half-elf woman with this like wild mane of brown hair. And she turns around and says, Sophia, if you could gather some folk, make sure that there's a guard patrolling the area wherever I'll be stationed. Have them a shift of 3 hours. I want them keen and vigilant at every hour of the day. It will be as you wish. And you see Sophia runs off into the camp in order to recruit people to serve as a guard. And then she turns around to Fenian/Vamana as he's introduced himself and says, Vamana, if you would please scout the nearby area, I would be dreadful if our host were interrupted by Karakan forces that have followed us. Yeah, certainly. And Fenian pulls out a pipe where it's essentially the head is shaped like an owl.
Not a snake?
Not a snake. And rather than inhaling, he actually exhales, and this wisp of smoke forms up and creates an owl that just glides silently in the night.
It's bad smoking.
And exactly, actually, this is an item you have seen him have before. And that
he tried to make a ship.
That glides in the opposite direction, while Finian goes to the other side of the forest, essentially starting to scout the area. And then Olivia points towards Nat and says, You, short fellow, if you could find a place where I and Khuru could reside, I will need some blankets and food. This will take probably days before I'm entirely certain that this has been done completely.
Wait, well, me? Okay, I'm on.
And you, strong fellow, and she points towards Wilbur, because she was about to go into Blake, and it's like, no. You, strong fellow, if you could carry Khuru, again, I would do so myself, but again, the travel has made me a bit weary. And he just, like, a sack of potatoes on his shoulders, like, well, I will bid my adieu. We will see each other probably in the morning, I think. Anything you want to know before our small exchange here ends?
I think we can take that tomorrow.
Okay, that's good to hear. By the way, I didn't get your name. My name is Olivia, as I stated before.
You can call me Monby.
Monby? And she then walks away. Yeah. And anything else you want to do before you go and rest for the night?
I mean, I was gonna go to the brothel. So yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Went wrong.
So you sneak your way into town.
Hat of disguise, motherfuckers.
Again, there's basically a curfew after the fact that the Warforged were around, so you're still like, okay, now I'm a Karakan officer, now I'm a... Yeah, so you make your way to the brothel.
Hello, horny lady.
And opening door, you see Sura, the hobgoblin lieutenant of Casimir.
Yeah.
Yes, what can I help you with?
Well, nothing like regarding the rebellion. I was just looking for.
Sorry, rebellion. I don't understand.
No, nothing. Company.
Company? Oh, you.
For the night, yes.
Oh, okay. And who are you again?
I was the wearing hat of disguise. We know her, right?
Yeah, you know her perfectly.
I take my hat off.
Okay, so she's like, oh, sorry. I was like, rebellion or shit, I'd be onto us.
I'm sorry, I forgot I had the hat on.
Why didn't you just disguise yourself as yourself? I love this. A complete stranger walks in like, so, about this rebellion. What?
Yeah, but what?
Yeah.
Please tell me you look like a guard. So about this rebellion.
Yeah, certainly. A companion, yeah. That can be easily arranged. Anything in your particular taste you prefer?
Female.
Oh, we have quite a lot of those.
Good. Whatever you have, I don't very care much.
Okay, are we talking about the muscular side or slender and tender? What?
Slender and tender, I guess.
I don't even know how I got to that conclusion. I am so sorry.
Oh, that's next door.
Yes, certainly. Well, you can talk to Agis over there.
Agis?
Yes. That's not a real name, by the way.
I was aware.
And you can see this high elven woman. She's essentially Arabian Nights attire, which stands out because, well,
this is not like Arabian culture. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, because like okay, so this is
What is
exotic.
Arabia?
Well, in Toronto there's no close equivalent because Aurora is more like Mediterranean in appearance.
And elves are famously Mediterranean. Middle Eastern.
Oh, of course.
Swore the elves.
How can I serve?
Well, first of all, I would like to inside check that bitch.
Yeah.
Just to see if she's plus a 0. That's a 7. Does she seem trustworthy? Will she murder me if I
She
see her?
has this professional aura around her that makes it virtually impossible for you to see how she truly thinks and feels, because she has been properly educated to always be welcome, always be appreciating whoever turns up to her, no matter how they look like.
Okay. Good. I seek company for the evening.
It will be my pleasure.
Would you prefer if I changed my visage?
No, whatever you want.
Good. Lead the way.
And she gently takes your hand, leads you up to a room, and you have a nice evening. And you are now 10 gold shorter.
Yeah. I was actually going to say that Casimir was paying.
It's on that spot.
So while this happens, we have a little bit of a flashback.
A couple of days passed when Saranda the Beguiler was told by Commander Maro to find the rebels behind the incident at Echo Swamps, or die trying. But no matter who she tortured or impersonated in town, Saranda found no clues. All hope seemed lost. At least it did, until the Warforged suddenly began attacking Karakan soldiers. During the confusion, Saranda had snuck up behind one of these constructs and slew it with a blade to its back. As the Warforged fell, Saranda came up with a plan. Surely, the rebels were in the midst of gathering allies. Wasn't that the reason why they had been in the swamps in the first place? So Saranda did what she did best. She took on the appearance of the slain Warforged and allowed herself to be captured. It was in this disguise that Saranda first met the rebels. And it was in this disguise that she and the other Warforged were led to the rebels' camp. Saranda could not believe her own luck. Within hours, the whole Karakan force would sweep in and kill every filthy traitor that had dared to oppose Caracas. But then the members of the Burning Maze arrived, and to Saranda's horror, they had taken Major General Khuru captive. Between her mission and her superior officer, Saranda knew logically what to choose. But sometimes logic is swept away by emotional currents brought forth by honor and pride. Saranda knew that she needed a new form to get closer to the Major General and free him. She needed to become one of the higher-ranking rebels, otherwise it would be too suspicious. And so, she bid her time for night to fall. And when everyone else were asleep, Saranda crept her way into the tent and brought down her dagger. The rebel gasped in pain, but the death was swift, and soon all movement and sound stopped. With a spell, Saranda changed from the Warforged into the rebel. Step 1. Complete, Saranda said with a sly smirk, and covered the corpse with a blanket. Initiating Step 2.
So, you have a pleasant evening. It's very nice. And then you hear like and we need to jump back again a bit because some of the heroes here had been gone for some time. Jace, you, when you arrived in Delta Bay and started to rest at Kellen Fischer's home, you had gone to this guest room where there was like a small bookcase and a table and so forth. And before going to sleep, you had Arthur perched on top of a small pillow on the desk where you easily fell asleep, while you were starting some books, probably about the local legends and so forth. But then Arthur wakes up and he looks behind your shoulder, and you turn around and you see that the door is slightly open and there's this pale light coming through, and you can see snow fall on the opposite side. And you are overcome by this calling, a calling that you first heard when Lady Galafriel bestowed her power onto you. So you packed your gear, you had Arthur perched in the hood of your rope, and you ventured into the door. And here you arrive at essentially this winter garden where you have met your patron a couple of times before. There's like this small pavilion that is only these support beams with a roof and furnitures of ice. You can see the entire forest like covering the whole area and a small lake. And as you look around to like study your surroundings, you can see various critters arrive from the outskirts of this forest. It's animals, but also fae and so forth. And then you see Lady Galadriel on the opposite end arrive. She's side-saddling a white deer that when it steps on the snow, it doesn't actually break free. It's as if it's walking on top of it. And she acknowledges your presence, but then turns her gaze back to the lake. And when the deer arrives at the lake, she fluidly gets off and starts to walk on the water. Each time her foot places on the top of the surface, there are like these spider webs of ice preventing her from going through. And she starts to sing this beautiful song. It's so beautiful that you almost forget to actually translate the Sylvan words in your mind. But then you hear how she mournfully tells the tale of how the Winter Court had been attacked, how the ruler, Queen Titania, had almost been slain. And you hear these critters and fae creatures start to join in this chorus, in this melodic unison. And then the song starts to intensify. She talks about the betrayal and how the Summer Court had not tried to apprehend the culprit behind these attacks, i.e. Lord Mihalad, and how they have refrained from aiding the Winter Court. And you can hear this gales of wind start to form around Lady Galadriel and start to swirl around. A blizzard is actually gathering around her, and it intensifies against this song, and then she declares war against the Summer Court. And then everything stops. The snow stops, the wind stops, the chorus ends, and the critters disappear. And then Lady Galadriel walks over to you and she says, Jace, I have a proposition to make. And for the next, couple of months, probably 6, you are essentially in a political campaign where Lady Galadriel visits the various fae lords and ladies of the court, trying to convince them to join her cause in bringing justice to the would-be assassin of Queen Titania. And during one of these parties, essentially, you are forced to show up like, well, look at him, he is a mortal tool we can use. You meet your grandfather, Sir Kelman Faladir, the father of Sir Vilsai.
That's weird.
And again, your encounter is very brief, but you get the sense that while he's proud of the fact that you have been chosen by Lady Galadriel, the fact that you have human blood doesn't sit well with him. He's the old school.
Airpods are racing.
I didn't have to be born, Granddad.
No, neither did I.
Oh, you did.
And the campaign essentially culminates in the fact that you are granted a magical armor, you have learned various spells and so forth to improve your powers, and you have bestowed the new title of Champion of Frost, formerly reserved to your father, Sir Vilsai. And then it is as Lady Galadriel essentially singing your praises, essentially, and he will show us the new future, he will bring justice to... and we just see ears like...
Woo! I'm not in hell anymore! Bow, 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 bow!
You saw the turkey?
I use prestidigitation to make the... Oh, hi, Jace.
What's up, Hughes?
Wait, hi, Jace. Where the fuck are we?
We're in the Feywilds.
Oh, crap.
Did you come from hell?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But yeah, no, yes, I did actually.
And we can see, Ears has changed a lot since you last seen him. And again, you've been gone for 6 months this time. Ears, again, you have probably a new attire.
Yeah, new clothes. I also have a beard now, and new scars. If you even have an eye patch. Maybe not. Worst timeline Eos. Maybe not. Nah.
And Lady Galadriel says, Jace, do you know this man?
Yes, I indeed do. This is Eos, a companion of mine from...
Best friend.
Yes, from the Hounds of War.
Sorry, am I interrupting something?
Oh, no, thank you.
No, it's fine. No, sorry. I'll wait over here.
We were almost done here. A brief word with the two of you, if you please. And you start to feel like this cold air, like, okay. Yeah, we're coming.
Yes, well, we follow, I suspect.
Oh, am I following?
Yeah, you don't get the choice to get the sense.
Okay, alright. Okay.
And she essentially, when you are in this lone room, she essentially turns to you and says, I hope the stench that's lingering on you hasn't followed you here.
I mean, probably not. How does it feel? I don't really control exactly how
Well,
I have like the power of
you could be certain that if they did, I will not hesitate to reveal your location. I will not have those foul creatures linger in my court.
Makes you a narc, but okay.
Of course, we understand that you will not accept demons into your court. However, I feel like I must emphasize that if you do send them on to Eos, then they will also by proxy go after me, thus risking your mission.
Yeah. What he said.
And you see, it's like, oh, right, okay. Duly noted, Jace.
But he's like the champion now, right?
Sir Jace.
So he could. I mean, Sir Jace.
Wait, I get to be sir?
Yeah.
I'm putting this one
Sir
in.
Jace.
Dear diary.
Dear diary.
Sir Jace.
And you guys see what Jace is wearing is like this teal armor with cloth hide.
Damn it! Fuck. You just had to change.
Yeah. And there are these sheets of mithril plates placed around him, where that's like these frost motifs on. And the pauldrons look like these gnarly branches where you can see Alpha is actually sitting and perched on one of them.
Christ. Dude, you've gone full World of Warcraft.
Yep.
I think they're like ceremonial or something. Not very practical anyway.
But if he's the champion now, a few demons, sorry. So I was on a very cold plane, so I'm
I know.
cold. Also, health turns out it's not great for your health. But
I give you the winter boots.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, actually, this is
nice.
Yeah, we get new
resistance to cold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually quite nice.
And you ignore like cold weather, I believe, also as well.
I already have resistance to cold.
Yeah, but these also work in that fact that cold climate doesn't
Okay,
affect
cool. Anyway, thanks for the boots. But if he's a champion now, you can deal with a few demons if they happen, but they won't come out for me. They can't find me. I'm hidden in the Feywild. Feywild, huh?
Yes, you are within the Feywild. In the winter court.
So how do we get back? Sorry, I had a hand.
Well, I was actually about to send Jace back if he has a mission he needs to complete.
Okay, sounds cool.
I will allow you to hitch a ride, I believe the models called it.
Thank you, milady.
You know what to do, Jace.
I do.
And she essentially leads you to a mirror where it doesn't reflect anything at the beginning, but then she makes this hand gesture and you can see like a part of Delta Bay.
We've got Delta Bay?
Well, no.
Are we? Okay. Fair
I
point.
believe the rest of your comrades are still there.
Still? In Delta Bay after all these years?
6 months.
6?
Oh, no, it's only been 4 days in the mortal realm.
What? But I've been away for like years, I think.
And you're still not at a higher level? Damn.
The hell sucks, okay?
And she says, well, please, step forward. And it's like watery surface where you don't get wet. And
Alright.
you step out. And you then land within the brothel where Paul's like, so that was very pleasant. More?
Hey, fuck you, mirror lady.
Those are weird places.
What?
Aurora?
The actual fuck.
Sorry, we interrupting.
Kind of, yes. I'm just like covering the other lady. I still.
Oh, she's completely again. She's set up and completely Blair. Again, doesn't.
Okay. It's nice to see you.
I'm still wearing like a shirt, so no worries. I'm just gonna put on my pants.
I'm just going to leave the room.
Is Jace there too?
Thanks for the help, Jace.
You're welcome.
And you can see downstairs there is this hobgoblin monk. You briefly met her. You know her name is Sura, and she looks up and like, "What? How did you get up there?"
Or, group discount.
We don't do that.
Oh, well, in that case, I think you should talk to the employee.
Better do so. Oh, wait here.
Alright, so I'm gonna.
Sure, I will. I leave.
2 seconds. Adjust. Thank you for your company. Could you please leave us?
Yeah, of course. And she just walks out again, picks up her clothes as well, and walks.
And then Tobias. What the fuck?
What?
Where the fuck have you been?
I was summoned to hell, and I'm back. It's been weirder for me than for you, I think.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because having your twin brother like fucking disappear in the middle of the night.
Sure. For 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
I've been gone for like 6 months. 6 months in hell.
What the fuck did you do?
It's a long story. It's a long story. There'll probably be a podcast about it. It's a really long story. Alright, I hung out with some demons, I hung out with some devils, travelled around, tried to get out of there, it was difficult. Learned some new tricks, got some other stuff, lit some shit on fire. It was all kind of a... So imagine... So when you've seen one part of hell, you've really seen all of it. So like, the whole kind of concept sort of just blurred together. There's no day and night, so like time gets a bit wonky. So, but I have a beard now.
I can see that. You're serious.
Okay. Alright, constructive criticism. It's nice to be back. Nice to see you. You have my bag of holding by any chance?
I smack him.
No!
And then I hug him.
Aww. Thanks.
And start crying a bit.
It's nice to see you too.
So that means you don't have my bag of holding?
You don't have it though?
Yes, you're not getting it back.
Okay.
In case you
So, in
disappear
case
to
you're
the
walking
9 hours.
outside the streets, or yeah. Okay, at one point you actually encounter one of, who is a member of the rebels. This is Hannah Westmarch, a woman from the Town Watch. She has blonde hair with these pink tips at the end. And she says, Jace, right?
Yes, Hannah?
Yeah. You've been gone for quite a while. I know your friends were quite concerned.
Oh yeah. That kind of took me by surprise, but I'm back.
Yeah, I see.
It's great.
Love the new days.
Yeah, there's something. Thank you.
Have you seen Aurora? I was actually searching for her.
Oh yeah, top floor. She's waiting for you.
Okay, cool. Jace, what is your AC?
Oh, she's a bitch!
God damn it, it's 16.
16, not enough. You can see Hannah essentially grabs a black whip, and as she sends it forward, you hear this crackling lightning goes through.
Does it hit me?
Yep.
In that case, I'd like to react with Misty Step.
Misty Step is a move action. You have a feature, I believe. You can, when you take damage, you can then teleport. But,
oh yeah, shit. Sorry.
It's usually a bonus action, not a reaction.
you take.
Sorry, Misty Escape.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because essentially you take 11 points of slashing damage, and then you need to make an escape check, which is either athletics or acrobatics. But you don't need to do so if you're using Missed Escape, because then grapple stops. But essentially, she wraps the whip around your neck, and you're like,
athletics.
Yeah. Damn it. So I teleport the full 60 feet away.
yeah.
Okay. 2 words. The fuck.
Well, a girl's gotta do what a girl gotta do.
What's it gonna do?
Initiative?
Yeah.
Can't blame her.
Yes. What's your
Oh, fuck it.
your dexterity modifier?
Yeah, that is 16.
16. Then you're actually quicker than her, I believe.
Neat.
Because you only rolled, even with a 10, you only got up to 15.
Fuck.
Oh, you were here. Yes, so you see Hannah with a whip, and you are like you're like away on the streets.
Okay, so like, what's the situation? How many people are there around?
There's no people around right now.
Cool. In that case, I would like to. Well, let's try one of the new ones. I'll cast Ice Blast.
Ice Blast, that's a 3rd level spell, right? But
Yeah,
it's higher.
Yeah, it's cast as a 5th level spell.
Jesus fuck.
Okay.
So let's see again that.
She's gonna cast Counter Spell, but not enough.
Okay. In that case, she has to make a Dexterity saving throw.
Well, it is a strong suit, but still. That's gonna be 19.
So what happens when it's
Then it's half. It's the same.
When it's
She
exact.
still succeeds.
Okay, in that case, she succeeds, so it's only half damage. But since it's a 5th level spell, it's still half damage of 10d6s.
Yes. Cold damage.
You need some D6s?
Yeah, thank you.
Essentially, Lady Galadriel has created a version of Fireball, but it's just
How
ice
many do you
instead.
need?
10.
Ooh.
So,
I have
3 here, so that's.
And essentially what we see is like these frost runes on his mithril armor start to glow up as he's just...
The fuck?
I think
We don't see this, do we?
So it's like one giant hail.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I just need to remember, because you also gave me that Winter's Vestments, which allows me to re-roll ones on cold damage.
That's correct. So those you roll 1 on, you can then re-roll and use the new result instead.
Det siger bare, at min terning er rolig for at spørge på det her.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
So
double
that
that's
is 43.
and then half, so that'll be 21, right?
Ja, hvis vi ruller ned, det går jeg ud fra, vi gør.
Yes.
Okay. Ja.
Damn. Well, she didn't like that. Let's see here.
Thank you.
After you do
Sneak
you
attack.
cast the spell, she's gonna use a legendary action.
Oh, Jesus.
And
Legendary action!
yes, and she's gonna use 2 of her legendary action points to cast a spell on not when it's not a turn, and you see a turn invisible.
Ah, classic.
In that case,
That's
shit. What kind of an action is using an item?
That will depend on the item itself. It will
In case I'll use the telescope of unveil.
again. You
It's an
can
action I can see through the lens, which grants the same effects as see invisibility for 1 hour.
yeah. I'm out of that. So you like, and just like what? Yeah. Okay. Then
That's a boss move!
then it's her turn. She's like, oh, this.
Are we hearing any of this?
You heard the sudden like booming, crackling
Oh
ice
yeah!
explode.
That's probably fine.
I'm putting on all my clothes.
It could just be one of the other rooms.
Ice blast.
Some people have weird kinks.
Well, then
No brushing,
No
bro.
fixing.
Alright, okay.
No, of course.
Oh, okay, well, if we're in the other room and she's putting on her clothes real fast, I'm gonna cast haste on her.
That would look hilarious.
Yeah.
Alright, fine, I'll cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
yeah, cool. I'm just gonna put
Are you having
Thing.
sex in your boots of haste?
Don't worry about it. Don't question it!
Just gonna reach that climax real fast.
I aim to please.
Sneak attack. Fine. Yeah. Okay. So that. So it's actually her turn now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can. See, she doesn't know that you have the. So she's gonna cast Charm Person on you.
Yeah, okay, that's great, because I have beguiling defenses,
Yeah.
which makes me immune to charms.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what I think there's also the thing that I literally get the chance to reverse it.
Yeah.
Aren't you also an elf? Half elf?
Yeah.
Are they also immune to
So now they have advantage.
Oh, advantage.
Ja.
Jeg skal lige se, hvad jeg skal gøre.
Hey, Jon. Ellers plays handbook også.
And I have no good
If she's a noob, she will
No,
be
you-
like,
You just
hex,
have it wrong.
hex.
She's like, everything I do just repels off this guy.
Aw, sad, 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 sad.
Here we go.
I'm gonna go stab, 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 stab.
I think I'm gonna curse her.
I'm immune to being charmed, and when another creature attempts to charm you, I can use my reaction to attempt to turn the charm back on that creature. The creature must succeed a wisdom saving throw against my warlock spell save DC, or it will be charmed by me for a minute.
She rolls an 18 on the die. She's like,
What?
who the fuck are you?
I'm Jace. Sir, Jace. Champion of Frost, my Jace.
Wait, what the fuck's your DC?
It's a glad total of 19. Because I get a 2+2 from my rod of the Pack Keeper. I think.
Yeah.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah, it is insane.
So, yes, it is Ian's turn.
What? My turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
So you can hear this coming from the streets on the opposite side of the building where you are.
Oh, it's outside. It's outside the streets. People on the street. Okay, fine. I'm gonna look at the window. Can I see it?
No, again, you are essentially in a room here, with a window out that way.
That's the wrong way.
This is happening over here.
Alright, okay, so I want to go into the main building to go out the door.
Yeah, so you can slide down.
But I'll go into my blade song.
Yeah, and how many feet of movement do you have?
Now I have 40 feet of movement.
With 40, I will say you could get to the door essentially.
Okay. Alright. Hey. What's going on? Do you need help or?
Well, this beehole is attacking me for some
Who
reason.
is?
That one's 60 feet over there.
Where? Right there?
Yeah, the one with the whip.
Again, she's invisible too.
Which whip? I can't.
And
Oh yeah, that's true.
You make? Is this some sort of prank?
No.
there. And is that what you're gonna do on your turn?
I guess can I just ray of frost in the general direction?
Yeah, you have just a disadvantage, I guess.
Sure.
So you're like, over there?
Over there? I'm gonna use this one. 16 to hit.
Just hits.
Woohoo!
Essentially, she tries to jump out of the way where Gaze is pointing, and then you just hit her.
Boom. That is 13 points of cold damage.
Damn.
And she's slowed by 10 feet until the end of mine.
Is that a thing that stacks?
I'm guessing.
Okay. Then she's gonna use one of her legendary actions to cast a cantrip herself. About, let's say, 20 feet away from her, you are about 60 feet.
Yeah, depending on which way it is.
Oh, I'm much closer?
Yeah, she's walking up towards the building since when she tried to attack things. And, well...
Gee, if only you had miniatures that looked nothing like your characters, then you'd know exactly.
I literally have a spell called See Invisibility, which I did not prepare today. Why would I?
19 against your AC, Jace.
Yeah, that hits. But is she allowed to though? Because when she's charmed, she's not allowed.
Yeah, but she's not charmed. She succeeded on that save.
Oh, okay.
And the charm effect will disappear once she takes out.
That is accurate. Sorry about that. Yeah. So, yeah, it is.
So out of nowhere, suddenly this fire bolt. You take a total of 13 points of fire damage.
Alright.
But now that we've sort of frozen her and she's shot a bit of fight, we have a better idea of where she sort of is.
No, because she still has greater invisibility. And I need to roll. Oh, she fails to concentrate.
So while all of this is going on, Aurora's just going to saunter throughout the brothel and just say, "Take it easy, we've got this under control, everybody stays."
Oh shit!
Fucking fireball!
Oh my god! Ow!
And I just ignore that.
Everything bad!
You can see Sura looks towards you like, need help?
I'll shout if we do.
Okay.
And then I go invisible. Because I can do that.
So you're invisible till the end, to the start of your turn? Next turn?
I can just, it says just hit invisible once per long rest.
Yeah, that is, essentially it's like the cloud feature where you are invisible for one round.
Oh, so then I don't want to do it. Then I'm just going to sneak out.
Okay, and make a stealth check if you want to avoid detection.
Oh boy, that's good, that's 29.
Shit.
Yeah, she doesn't notice you. She's busy being ice blasted and firebolting. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay hidden until I can see her. So I will hold my action, which will be a double attack with my braces.
Yeah.
Until I see her.
Yeah, you can see her again. She failed the concentration.
Cool.
So you see like the ice covering the back of her.
Yeah.
And ice covering front of her as well.
Then I'm gonna attack. Attack. Okay, this one is a 19 overall plus 9, so that's...
Yeah, that hits.
28. Okay. And it's sneak attack?
No, it's not. Oh, yeah, it is because you succeed on yourself. Yeah. I'm gonna.
1d4. That's a 3 plus. Oh yeah. And that is 10. That is 23 plus 5. That is 28 points of damage on the first hit.
Jesus.
And that was a 7 plus 9, which is 16.
Yeah.
That is 7 points of damage. On the second. Anyone do it?
It's pretty close, actually. And she has actually used one of the legendary actions, so you can't cast a spell on her turn. So instead, she's gonna use.
Did I use my bonus action?
Yes, to attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we be throwing more stuff at this lady, or is this fine?
No,
Did you see my pool braces? Yes. Did you see them?
No, I can't see you. You're hidden so well. your stealth roll is way higher than anything I could ever possibly roll with perception.
Let's see here.
Whatever that means.
And you were 20 feet, so she couldn't reach you.
So you can't reach this.
Can't just.
Very. Okay, right.
So she's just gonna firebolt you again, Jace.
Okay.
That's gonna be 19 again.
Wait, last time was... Oh, that 19 to my AC.
Yeah.
Okay, that hits.
That's gonna be 11 points of fire.
Okay.
And then it's your turn.
Okay. Well, in that case, I think I'm gonna go for the Eldritch Blast. Can I borrow 1d20 from two people? Because at that point I'm level 11, which means I get 3 beams.
Alright.
Yeah.
3 beams!
Okay, so that one probably doesn't hit, that's...
The other two will hit.
Yeah, so that's...
Jeg kender ikke noget til den her terning.
19, yeah, definitely hits.
Essentially what we see is like these branches that the coast, these like energy flowers.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, plus my charisma modifier thanks to Agonizing Blast, that is... Yeah, 2 times 12 damage.
Do you get it on each beam, or isn't it only in total?
I mean, the other times we've been using that different attacks, so they get each bonus.
True. That makes sense. So 12, so 24.
24 in total. I also push her 10 feet, and then thanks to Lance of Lethargy, she should get minus 10 movement. But I don't know if it stacks.
How do you want to push a corpse? Because you killed her.
On the ice.
Well, in that case, I just want to create basically like 2 beams of energy that just pushes her down on the ice that's been forming on her back.
And again, you see her land on ice, glides in, and she just lands into the brothel.
Whoa!
That.
And you see the visage of Hannah dissipates, and instead you see this greyish skin, completely smooth, opalescent eyes, and completely shock white hair. And
some sort of dick.
You scroll all along. You know this
she
to
was
be
a Cylon all along.
you know this to be a changeling.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Related to the doppelganger creature.
That's cool.
Well, I go over and I check her person because, for clues.
Yeah,
this seems fine.
Yeah, investigate her body. Is there any evidence that there's been a fight, like outside?
There's like ice on just covering.
Can you like magic this away? Because
no, but I'll deal with the.
You see, Alpha jumps down, starts to lick some of the ice.
Wait, so it's just covered in ice out here?
Yeah, there's like these, like almost like a miniature ice skate ring at this point. But yeah, you investigate her body.
I'll deal with the poker with the shoulder.
And I would say one of you can do so with advantage because you are assisting each other.
You'll never save me right!
I'm just gonna roll with advantage. Oh, and I'm proficient, so. 15 plus 6, so that is 21.
21.
With my 500 corpse.
What you find is you can easily see she's part of the Dark Dagger Brigade, essentially the spy assassin.
So the same as so.
Yeah. A previous assassin. Furthermore, you can see that the whip she has is clearly magical. It has it's completely black with these streaks of blue along the thong, I guess. And at the end are these two metal lightning bolts.
I do have a whip. Shall I upgrade it for a magical?
Again, and this does not require attunement. It's a +1 whip.
Really?
And when you make an attack with it, a creature needs to make an escape DC based around your dexterity modifier. And if they fail at the start of the turn, they will take some lightning damage.
Okay, well, I will
That seems like a decent upgrade.
Yeah. I'll put that in the bag of holding.
How specific?
Yeah, well, if they fail the save, they take 3d6 and are stunned until the start of the next turn.
Yep.
On a fail, they take only half damage and it's not stunned.
Okay. Is there anything else, like any papers or anything?
No.
Well, she asked for you. So I don't know if you somehow got a target painted on you now.
No! Why would I?
I don't know, I just thought I'd like to mention it.
Perhaps you just wanted to distract you. I don't know how. Oh, I hate that people know my name. Ugh, it sucks.
You see,
Hey, Aurora! We're gonna check this out again!
Sura
Aurora Bunby!
looks over the corpse and says,
Sorry?
Sura, the hobgoblin monk, looks over and says, wait, she had the disguise of Hannah. Where's she?
Who? What?
Hannah.
Hannah was back at camp.
And you just see Sura just start to rush to the camp.
Yeah.
Oh, alright.
Yeah.
Alright, guys, it doesn't look like the Popo's showing up or anything.
Okay, good. Just get back in here so we don't cause
Close the
more
door.
trouble.
Alright, so what's going on? What then?
Oh shit, fuck, you haven't been here for the past few days.
No, I missed a lot, I think.
They have, like, this spy ring or something.
That makes sense.
They call it the Dark Dagger
That's the name,
Brigade because
something like that would happen.
daggers are cool, I know. And we killed an assassin, and because she saw Davri and she almost killed him, and now this person shows up, disguised as Hannah,
Classic.
which...
I already don't miss you anymore.
I don't miss you anymore, I don't miss you anymore. So she knows who we are, like, how? And we can't, like, interrogate her because she's dead.
The tiny scroll next to it.
Here's my question.
Yeah?
Where are we?
In the brothel.
Okay, but where's the brothel?
Other side of town. Where each other is.
And that's really good information. I have a follow-up question. Which town?
Again,
I just want to remind you way back that I just showed up in a room and then suddenly people started fighting and now I'm on now, okay, so we're still in Delta Bay.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm still here.
And the rebellion's going well. Okay, so we gotta go help the rebels because they've been infiltrated and Hannah's dead. She's probably dead. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if you.
Yes.
I haven't met Hannah.
You have briefly met her. You have met all.
I haven't met her.
No.
I wouldn't remember. Anyway, my point is, we gotta help the rebels.
We are helping the rebels.
More directly. There's a camp. You said there was a camp?
Yes, there's a camp. Neris is back in Sorvokai getting weapons. So we can weaponize the rebels and then we're gonna fuck shit up and get out of here because I hate it here.
Okay. Anyway, so what are we doing now?
Hide the body, dispose of it.
Oh, don't worry, dear. One of the girls at the place says, we will take care of this.
Just take some of the blood.
What?
I'll just take a little of the blood. Hey! I can use this for later.
Demon summoning because that's a good idea.
Listen, most demons don't have blood, so this is actually a good opportunity for me.
It's not like he'll get to hell for it. I mean, that's...
Already been there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's sort of negligible at this point. Yeah. Okay, so what's the plan?
We should get back to camp.
Do we need to get Neris and the others back? Where's
Neris will come back tomorrow when she can transplant via plants again.
Oh, transplant via plants. It's just called that transplanting. This druids. Jesus. Whatever that is.
But there's a curfew, so we need to be sneaky about it.
No can do. Of course, of course, sure. Yeah, sneaky. That's my
Let's go back to
You start to hear the sound of people gathering.
Sirens.
outside.
Alright, man. Look around down here.
What fuck?
I think I forgot my one job.
Yeah. Let's hide.
Alright, I will disguise myself as a prostitute.
Yeah.
You take off some of the clothes.
Take my jacket off. We're done. We're good. We're fine.
Yeah, I will put on my hat of disguise and sort of hide and just look like a prostitute too. I don't know.
I'm gonna cast greater invisibility on myself. I'm gonna skedaddle.
Again, you can easily make your escape, but you feel like, okay, we should probably make our escape now.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I can also literally fly. Should I do that?
Fly away. Well, I can just bamf in and out, so... See that? You don't even know.
I have no idea where we're going.
And you see, once again, Captain Mauro leading this investigation crew, riding his nightmare steed.
So wonderful.
Who is it?
Actually, he was the guy that apprehended you when you entered the town.
Should I disguise myself as the same old guy, the old farmer?
No.
Who's now horny?
No.
No? What should I do?
Disguise yourself as a prostitute. I'm
Alright.
good at that.
Alright, fine. I take off all my clothes and I put on a silk robe.
Yeah, I do the same. Have you disguised yourself?
No.
Then I take off my hat and disguise and I do the same because they were twins, they were exotic.
But why would you take off? You can just have to disguise yourself to still be yourself, but with fewer clothes on.
Sure,
This
fine.
is so confusing.
Unleash the bargest.
No, sorry.
The what?
The Bargest. And you have encountered one of these creatures.
Sorry, the what?
Oh no,
And you see,
that's the big thing.
yeah, you see two of these
That could
members.
smell.
Yep, two of these Heart and Seal members start to morph. The armor actually falls off, and they become these like ape, wolf-like creatures.
You just seeing this from the windows?
No, again, right now you're like, oh shit, we need to get
Oh,
off.
they're in the.
They are outside the brothel at this
Outside, the
point.
brothel was still inside.
So we are seeing this outside the out the windows.
Yeah, again, you were like,
Yeah, we could hear
I
it.
draw the curtains.
Okay, then let's do like really fast.
Yeah. I mean, well,
and you hear like
Yeah.
at the door.
is this bad?
This is very, very
You
bad.
seem upset by this. All right. Do you have an exit plan?
No,
Okay.
I can do. I can just back out.
Well then, why don't you just do that? I'm good.
You hear like the door start to.
Okay. I go into one of the rooms.
Yeah.
The room we were in before.
Yeah.
And then there's a window in that room, right?
Yeah.
Alright, crawl out that window.
Yeah.
I learned a lot in hell. But one of the things is you don't need magic for all your problems. So
And you start to hear like.
okay, alright, fine. Do these things have wings?
Nope.
I cast fly on myself. Okay, you can use magic for some problems.
You see, yes, just barely escaping like a clawed hand.
I just cast fire myself and I sort of walk up into the sky and Mary Poppins or whatever the fuck her name is.
But you were like. And yeah, you all make your escape to the rebel camp. Thanks for listening. The intro music was by Fischer, whereas the outro music was by Martin Kerr. The other pieces which are mentioned in the description down below were by Kevin MacLeod and Enda Genye. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we hope to see you again in Doraken.